Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We have our friends at SERVPRO, feature sponsor of TML, to explain their program with TML and how it benefits our cities and our TML members. We have Rick Knox here with SERVPRO. He's in SERVPRO HQ, which is in Gallatin, Tennessee, and he can tell you about the space he's in. Rick, I'll go ahead and let you get started.
Yeah, my name is Rick Knox. I'm the regional account manager for Tennessee. I'm excited to say I live in Franklin, Tennessee. Our home office is here in beautiful Gallatin, Tennessee, right down the road. For all of our over 2,000 locations, we are based here in Tennessee, right, which is awesome. This particular location I'm at is actually where we do training. So it's kind of an interesting backdrop to do a call from here, just to kind of show every week we have training classes here to kind of just make sure we keep up on the latest and greatest way to mitigation those two things. That house behind us, if you can see, that every 3 or 4 weeks we lighted a fire. And then about every 6 weeks, we put about 100,000 gallons worth of water onto it and flood it just so we could practice. So it's kind of a cool concept, cool backdrop to do a conference call. First of all, welcome all Tennessee Municipal League members. We're excited. SERVPRO is excited to be a main sponsors. First of all, I want to go over just kind of SERVPRO. Who are we? What do we do? How can we help you? Second is our program and our partnership that we have now developed with the TML members and the benefits to you, how easy this program is and the process. And then we'll open up for questions. So first of all, just some fun tips about SERVPRO. We are, of course, a feature sponsor of the Tennessee Municipal League. We just got to participate in the conference and the expo down in Knoxville a couple weeks ago. Exciting to be a part of that, that's for sure. We've got over 2,200 locations across the country. We are the largest recovery, cleanup, restoration company in the United States. Great thing is, unlike others who are moving from California to Tennessee right now, we moved from California to Tennessee about 47 years ago, and we made Gallatin our home office and our headquarters here. So inside this headquarters, like I mentioned, we've got built houses, we set fires to things. It's a kind of a fun little thing. We've got a meteorologist on site. We've got our own network of our news that we share to make sure we are on the latest of what's going on. We do follow the weather religiously. We get called in from national organizations, local state organizations to support them. We've got our own cleaning testing lab. We have a document restoration center and chamber here on site. So, and then the cool thing about SERVPRO is our national mobilization capability. So we've got our command centers that once we hear something is happening, just like recently we had Hurricane Debbie that hit the East Coast. We mobilized over 400 crews to go head east to help those folks down there, help businesses down there kind of get back up and running. And our slogan, if you've seen any of our commercials, and hopefully you'll see our trucks now on the road, our goal is to make it like it never even happened. So just a quick service overview of what we do. So just some offers of things that we can do and help you out. Water mitigation. So if you've got water leaks, flood, roof leaks, those kind of things, pipe leaks, that's where we get called in. Mold contamination. We do construction. So once we come in and we mitigate the area, we put everything back together like it never even happened. We help with fire, smoke, soot, those kind of things, helping get things so it was just like it was before. Some of the things you see behind me in here are just stuff that after we just lit this sucker on fire on Monday, and this is all the furniture that's been put outside that people are actually cleaning soot and those kind of things off. So we also help with storm disasters, major storms across the United States, microbursts, whatever it is. That's kind of where we have, and we have our own product lines. So we've got our own mad scientist here within our campus here that all he does all day long is figure out the best way to products that could help us do what we do best. So just in our sponsorship of TML, we've got 11 sponsoring SERVPRO locations that paid in to make sure that we support TML and grow in the future. And I'd like to recognize those by all the dots that you see here across Tennessee. So we've got over 40, almost 45 locations in Tennessee, but these 11 raised their hand, put money towards sponsoring and supporting TML. So we always want to, when you call in, those folks are going to be the first locations that'll be called, as long as they're within a servicing radius and depends on the urgency of your call. So just some benefits of our partnership or our client program that we've got. The cool thing is we've got a dedicated client hotline. We've got literally a call center that's monitored 24/7 here. So once you have a loss at your location, you don't have to Google search who am I going to call and hope somebody responds to an inquiry. That's time. And especially if you've got like a third floor loss and water's running down, the last thing you want to be doing is Google searching, trying to find somebody to help you. So we've got pre-qualified dispatch, so we're ready to go. Our local teams are also there to support you and get to know on a local basis. Our SERVPRO locations are in your back doors and go to your churches and schools and part of your baseball teams, those kind of things. So they are in your territories, in your market, in your cities and towns. We also like to offer free what we call ERPs, which is a emergency response profile. So we'll come out and meet with your local folks, local facility manager, maybe your city planners, and help go over certain critical locations to make sure they know where emergency shutoffs are. We'll also supply later on in the presentation just a simple thing. We supply posters that you put up in the middle of a crisis. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to memorize what number you're supposed to call and Google searching and find stuff. So we'll send out posters. You can put them in areas that maybe a emergency shutoff valve will be, and that'll help you just make sure you act appropriately in the middle of a crisis. We have corporate oversight to make sure that we have consistent service to all of our locations, not only in Tennessee, but all 2,200 plus locations across the United States. For you folks, we locked in pricing to make sure you also have weekly, monthly discounts. So if equipment stays out there a little bit longer, you get their discount levels go higher and higher. We also don't have any kind of elevated pricing in the middle of a crisis. So if there is a major storm or a microburst that hits a certain area, that we get 4,000 or 5,000 calls and hours, we don't inflate prices or anything to you or any of our clients. So as a preferred client, you also are in the priority response category. So if we get 4,000 calls in a certain area, Nashville, Chattanooga, wherever it's at, the thing is, we have to identify which ones we're going to go to first. The cool thing is you guys are on kind of the speed dial at this point because we've already got our relationship built up ahead of time. So, and then this also empowers your team to also act quickly to limit damage and downtime and what we call secondary damage. The last thing you want to do is have a water leak on a third floor and it be coming down and us be talking about trying to figure out how do we work together. We've already got our agreements, our commitments to you. We're going to send folks out as quickly as possible. And you're supported, of course, like I said, largest disaster recovery restoration company in the industry. So just how quickly does it happen and how easy is it? Well, if you have a loss, it's an easy number, 833-SERVE-VIP. Or you can email us at vip@servpro.com. One of those two things goes immediately to a call center. First thing I want you to do is make sure, this is critical, that you identify yourself as a TML member. And then at that point, of course, your call center location person's going to ask you some questions, some qualifying questions. They want to know your on-site contact, maybe their number, those phone. Give us an idea of what's going on because we have to figure out if it's a critical nature, emergency need, or is it something that is a non-emergency? Obviously, if it's an emergency, we want to get out there to kind of mitigate things and stop secondary damage as quickly as possible. That's our critical nature of what we do. So if it's not, then we're gonna kind of schedule a time to come out for a non-emergency call, a little bit of a slower pace. So we have to understand the nature of what's going on. So first, call that number, identify yourself as a TML member, and explain kind of the scope of what's going on. Provide us some information as far as immediate contacts. And then our local service team is going to call you back within 1 hour, and they're going to be out there within 4 hours to help out. Next thing is a project manager will be out within 4 hours, like I said, or less. Many times, depending on the urgency of it, they could be in the car as quickly as you call. So we want to make sure we establish like the not to exceed. So because the TMLs have members across all the different locations, we couldn't establish like one level of cost or price to do it. So at this point, once we call in, you say we've got maybe we've got a not to exceed of $2,000 or $3,000. That way, it helps our guys know that in an urgent or emergency situation, here's the amount that we can arrive on site and get immediately to work. The last thing we want to do is get there and just keep watching water rise. That's the worst thing for us, and it kills. And of course, it's going to cost longer the longer we watch that water get a little bit deeper. So non-emergency work, like I said, we're going to quote that for your approval. And then on the backside, we pride ourselves on consistent communication. We provide daily pictures and updates, emails, exactly where we're at in the process. Before, we've got measure readings for everything from moisture levels to different levels in soot and how those kind of things, breathable air. So, and then finally, we're going to do a walkthrough with the project manager and have you sign off on a certificate of satisfaction. That just shows that we've all hit our levels of expectations. And then we provide documentation and invoice. We'll go to SERVPRO headquarters. That makes sure that we kind of review it for consistent pricing. And then at that point, if we approve it, your local SERVPRO location is going to bill you directly. And then usually we've got about a 30-day is what our appropriate payment style is. And then lastly, here's just an example of what the wall poster is going to look like. This is a condensed version. We will have those, and I'll be providing Mark some more of information, a printable copy. You're welcome to email me. My email will be at the end, and also actually, I noticed it's a little bit wrong on this one, but at the end, you're going to have my email correct address at this point. And that way you can email me and I will send you a printable copy, or heck, I'll print some out and send them to you directly. Lastly, you're welcome to take a picture of this or a screenshot of this. This is the critical thing is 1-833 SERVVIP. That is your critical number to remember or keep in mind. My name is Rick Knox. Once again, there's my direct cell phone. So if you have an issue that 183 SERVPRO, and you have any issues whatsoever, which I 99.9% confident you're not to, but I want to also make sure I provide my cell phone and also my email. You're welcome to contact me or my sidekick, Heather Davis. So any point that we could help you. So once again, we're excited to be partnering with the TML members and be a value vendor for you folks here in Tennessee. I look forward to just continue our relationship.
Rick, thank you so much, brother. I'm proud, and TML's proud, to have SERVPRO as a feature sponsor and to have this program be available to our cities so that when disaster strikes, you have someone reliable who can get the work done, that will act quickly. And this is an easy process. Call that 800 number, say that you're a TML member. That's important. And then follow the steps as Rick outlined them, and you'll be sure to be taken care of. I want to thank everyone for attending today and learning about the program with SERVPRO. And we're going to post this video so that anyone who has any questions about how to use the program, they can see all the details and understand all that SERVPRO does. I had the pleasure of visiting SERVPRO HQ in Gallatin, and I got to walk by this house that they set on fire and flood, and it's really impressive. And I got to see their document recovery system that I believe was designed with NASA. Is that correct, Rick, that you guys did that project together? And cool. They're able to recover wet documents, and even though they've been saturated, use this process of freezing them that they developed with NASA as a way to recover them and secure them. I'm just so impressed and so proud to have them as a sponsor of TML. So we'll be sure to get that information out to everyone. Rick, any other final thoughts for us?
Yeah, we're excited to be a partner with you guys, NESFR, and we're here. Even if you have consultations, those kind of things, let us know how we can help. Sometimes you've got your own teams that could say that we could take care of this or take care of that. Use us as a resource, and we can help. If you want us to help train your folks on stuff, that's what we're here for. So we're here just to help in any way we can. That's for sure.
Awesome. Thank you all for joining us today. Rick, thank you. And we'll see y'all later.